Hey guys, Robbie Tate here. Thought I'd mention about powerlifting for anyone who's interested in powerlifting, considering powerlifting, and want a few tips on where to start. And there's a couple of things to help you along the way that I thought I'd suggest. And that is, if you're serious about doing something, you've got to have the right tools. And for powerlifting, I guess it's your knee wraps, good pair of shoes, your belt, and wrist wraps. So they're a good start anyway. I wouldn't get too carried away and worry about branding and things like that. Something that's suited for you, feels alright. Get something from AliExpress or depending on where you are in the world. For New Zealand we go on Trade Me, or you can go on Amazon. Like I say, AliExpress, Alibaba, or anywhere. Okay, you don't have to get the dearest product to get the best performance. If you want to believe in that, well, you're fooled. I've got some of the best performances in my life out of just the basics. Alright, a belt's a belt, a knee wrap's a knee wrap, and a wrist wrap's a wrist wrap. Because it has a label on it, it's not going to achieve anything more. Okay, so there is quality, but slight variation of what it's going to achieve for you. So anyway, for starters, so looking at the belts, I've just got the basic. This one here, I've won many competitions. I've claimed my records out of it. It's nice for me. It fits nice. It's as good as any. It is IPF registered. It's an IPF on it, so International Powerlifting. I can use that for the GPC. I can use it for anything basically. And it's a Toro, as you can see there. And it has all the standards and regulations of a typical powerlifting belt. That is, with the width of it, the width and the circumference, or wherever you want to say it, they'll do it. But they're all standard versions. Quick release, which is quite good, so you can just flip it off instead of worrying about anything. I can unscrew it, put it at different levels, where if I'm getting fatter or skinnier, whatever it feels like for me. Okay. A tip on this one too is that for years I used to have my belt fashioned quite low on the stomach and centre of the core, but I realised after a period of time, as I moved on, you're better off with the belt higher on the torso, and it kept the back nice and straight especially when you're doing a squat. I don't use a belt in my deadlift, and I never have. I did at the beginning in probably the first few years of powerlifting, but over the years it just hinders me now and puts me off, so I just stick to no belt on the deadlift. I've never ruptured my stomach or ruptured my back or anything. I've just done it that way, and I've just been conditioned to that way. Some would say I'm nuts and it's crazy, but it's the way it works for me, so be it. Okay, so there's your belt. Okay, now here's your knee wraps. These are IPF, International Powerlifting registered, or standard version. They're nothing flash. I guess I paid nearly $100 for these, but in all realisation, you could probably get a similar pair off AliExpress for about probably $20-30, and that'll do you. The difference in knee wraps, I guess, is the elasticity. And here, as you can see, that I guess if you pay that little bit more for them, there's more strength in it, more give, and they last a bit longer. But in saying that, if you're a beginner, you don't need it. You just need the basics, something that's going to hold you in there, because putting these on for the first time is a bit of a shock to the body. And I can tell you that, the first time I went out for the Nationals, I virtually blacked out before I even got to the squat, because it was so tight. I just was not used to that, and that pressure, because they get tighter and tighter and tighter, and that's why guys release those wraps immediately when they come off because of that. That could cause a blood clot to your brain, cut your circulation off and anything. It's not really good. It's good for a minute or two or something like that, but no more. Get them off. But anyway, so yeah, these are brilliant. Okay, Your knee reps, they help you, they support your knees, they stop them from popping out. And ever since I've used knee reps, I've never had a knee problem, and I'm 53 years of age, okay? So then, you're benching. So you've got your wrist reps. These are not expensive. I just got these off AliExpress for about $10, $15. I'll tell you what, they do me. They're not IPF, but they do me for basic training. I flick them on, and you can have these any way you feel. You don't have to follow anyone else's footsteps. You can have these here, locked in like this, or you can have it wrapped up on the hand more and around. You can have them any way you feel that you're going to keep that hand and that wrist straight, and a hammer wrist, right? No bending of the wrist or anything like that under, anyway, yeah, so, and, so there you go, there's your wrist wraps. Now, one of the main reasons I'm talking about this is that your belt, your knee reps and your wrist reps, they give you confidence. They give you more power. They stabilise the body better. They can give you 10%, 20%. All depends on every individual. Once you get used to them, because they can be a bit claustrophobic and a bit funny wearing them all the time, and you may feel a bit strange in the gym wearing this stuff, but in saying that, if you want to paint a house, you get the tools for the job, and if you're considering being a powerlifter or want to be a powerlifter, or the thoughts there that you need the tools, and these are the basic tools: your belt, your knee reps, and your wrist reps. Then maybe some good shoes. Lately I've just been wearing All-Stars, Chucks. It does me for now. You can have fancy shoes and everything, but someone can come in and do massive amount of weights in bare feet. So, consider that. And that's what I'm saying about the belts and everything too. You are better off having a powerlifting belt if you're doing powerlifting rather than a bodybuilder's belt, because it's thicker, it fills in the gap, it's very supportive. It's built for the kill. There's no two ways about it. And when you're squatting, it's great to have it. It's a great asset. When you get used to these, you get used to having them, the tightness, the weakness, and you use them to your advantage. Okay? So, if you're considering powerlifting, want to be a powerlifter, get the necessities, It's like saying, don't bowl up to a gunfight with a knife. So if you want to be a powerlifter, get the basics, and you'll see the effects of that, and it could give you great results. I fully recommend it. Kia kaha.